The NBA season picked back up last Thursday. However, MVP voting began on July 21st, before the season restarted. While we don't know the winner yet, we do know the two frontrunners, LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you take a look at their statistics, the winner is clear. The Greek Freak leads King James in almost every major statistic. However, some people don't think it's that black and white.
LeBron helps better his team as a whole. He's not just statistically scoring and all of that nonsense that Giannis does. When he's off the court, on the court, ratio of points scored, it's ridiculous. Most valuable player, not who has the most stats.
Tyree, look, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong and I hate it. Giannis is clearly this year's MVP. Here's why.
When it comes to helping his team, Tyree's right. LeBron's very good at it. LeBron leads the league in assists per game, and if those State Farm commercials are any indication, assists are pretty important. When a player's passing ability translates directly into his team's points, they tend to get MVP recognition. Look no further than Steve Nash in both 05 and 06, the last time the league leader in assists won the MVP award. Nash's incredible passing ability was directly correlated to why the Suns led the league in scoring both years. But the 2020 Lakers don't lead the league in scoring. The Bucks do. Truth be told, in terms of total offense, LeBron's Lakers are
not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
They're 8th. If LeBron's court vision was so crucial, don't you think they'd be doing a little better on offense? Now let's look at on-off court splits. According to cleaningtheglass.com, the Bucks do better when Giannis is on the floor compared to the Lakers when LeBron is on the floor, in both points scored and points allowed. In fact, there isn't a single statistic where the Bucks are better off without Antetokounmpo. As for LeBron, the Lakers are actually less prone to turnovers, more likely to get offensive rebounds, and more likely to get to the free throw line with King James sitting courtside. Lastly, stats aren't everything, true. But just take a look at Giannis's line. Do you know how many times in NBA history a player has averaged 29 or more points, 13 or more rebounds, and 5 or more assists in a season? 3. And it hasn't been done since Wilt Chamberlain in 1966. Giannis is this year's MVP, and it's about as close as Michael Strahan's front teeth. For ABC 10 and the CW5, I'm Jon Michael Hoefling. On Thursday, March 19th, the Detroit Lions parted ways with longtime cornerback Darius Slay via a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. The 7-year vet had become a Ford Field fan favorite after leading the NFL in interceptions in 2017. Since that breakout season, Slay has been named to the Pro Bowl every year. You would think with that kind of resume, Lions fans would be sad to see their lone Pro Bowl representative fly off to Philly. And you'd be wrong.
Survey said 0.
While some Lions fans don't believe the Lions received nearly enough for what Slay is worth, most seem to believe something more along the lines of...
I think Darius Slay, it's a good thing that he's gone from the Lions. He was an overrated player and overpaid player. That one year he stood out. That was his first year going to the Pro Bowl, and he's been there every year since, but it's mainly because of name recognition and because they want a participation trophy for the Lions, essentially.
That was my boss, Trent. He's a big Lions fan, but in case you couldn't tell, not a big fan of Darius Slay. So let's figure out if he's right in his assumptions, or if he's making an assumption out of you and me. First, let's take a look at Slay's contract. A lot of Darius detractors believe Slay was overpaid while in Detroit. Here's a graph comparing cornerbacks' average salary with their Pro Football Focus grade from last season. Normally, a grade of 65 or higher is considered a solid season. The area in white is where you want to be if you're a corner. Anything 65 and up is fine, but once you start earning the really big bucks, you gotta play a little better to be worth the moolah. Appearing on the graph now are the 25 highest paid cornerbacks in the NFL. Oh, here's Richard Sherman and Stephon Gilmore. Oh hey, there's another Lions cornerback, Justin Coleman. And there's Byron Jones, who just signed the biggest cornerback deal in the NFL last week. But where's Slay? Well, he's here. The big red dot very far down on the board. In fact, of the 25 highest paid cornerbacks, Slay had the second worst PFF grade with the 12th highest salary. The only person to finish worse was Aqib Talib, and he's like a billion years old. Meanwhile, Slay, he's still 29. That doesn't look too good, but I mean, it's just one season, right? True, but a drop of 18 plus points is actually more concerning than you might realize. To find someone who fell nearly as far as Slay did, you'd have to go back to Darrell Revis, who dropped 15 points between his 2014 and 2015 seasons. After that drastic drop, Revis never increased his coverage rating from the previous year again. Simply put, he was in the decline of his career, and that's where Slay seems to be at this point. Lastly, let's take a look at the receivers big play Slay took on this year, and see if they fared better against Slay than the rest of the league. Of all the number one receivers the Lions faced this year, Slay held just one, to below their season average in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and that was Amari Cooper of the Dallas Cowboys in Week 11. In total, when facing Slay, top receivers averaged 5.93 receptions, 81.86 yards, and 0.43 touchdowns per game. On the season, those same receivers averaged more than 1 fewer receptions, over 15 fewer yards, and fewer touchdowns per game than their opponents. So yeah, trading Slay was probably a pretty good move. But if Detroit's past experiences are any indication, Slay will be the best shutdown corner in the league next season. For ABC 10 of the CW5, I'm Jon Michael Hoefling. Treads kicking up snow. That was the sight all day Saturday during the annual Wheelgate Bluff Hill Climb. The snowmobile enthusiast's dream has been going on for almost 20 years at this point, and with Ojibwa Casino sponsoring the competition this year, the event drew the biggest crowd it had ever seen.
We started probably about 10 years ago. We ran it for a couple of years, and then there were issues with landowner, and we were shut down for a few years. And then I think a new landowner took over, and he gave us the permission to run this hill. And over the last, I think, 3 years now, it's just been growing every year.
The hill climb draws more than just fans, though. The event is known for bringing in several competitive racers, of all shapes and sizes.
I'm the first woman in 25 years to compete in this competition from Minnesota. My dad started snowmobiling, and he got me hooked on it when I was little, and I've liked it ever since, and he comes to Michigan, and I wanted to try it out. It's pretty nerve-wracking, but it's really great to feel like I got to keep up with the boys.
I do snowmobile racing and Terror X and hill climbs. It was a 3-way tie, and I was going against a really good person, and we came around a corner and he flipped, so I took off and won the race.
It's that incredible variety of athletes competing that makes the Wheelgate Bluff Hill Climb so intriguing to its fans. Over the next couple of years, event organizers hope to nearly double the amount of youth racers competing, saying that it's the kids that are the heart and soul of this incredible sport.
It is great. It's nice to see the younger guys coming in here. They're the youth of our sport, but yeah, there's just a lot of more people just getting into it, and this is good for the community.
But they might want to be careful what they wish for. According to one of the young racers, it won't be too long before the kids take over the event all for themselves.
How good would you say the other people here are?
Pretty good.
The adults here, how good do you think they are?
All right, yeah.
You going to be better than them?
Yeah.
For ABC 10, from South Range, I'm Jon Michael Hoefling.
Smooth landing. I'm Jon Michael Hoefling, here with Vincent DeMay, Northern Michigan hockey star, and we are about to do a Thursday Throwdown. Vincent, you gotta tell me, how does it feel to be finally coming into form this year for your team?
It feels great. You know, we're 6 games in, but still a lot of work to do.
And for you specifically, you know, we saw flashes of your goal scoring capabilities last year, but you never really put together the whole season. So what this year really clicked for you?
I feel like confidence, that's the biggest thing. Confidence and being able to be at the right places at the right time on the ice, which leads to goals.
What are the expectations for the team right now?
Well, just stay consistent. We got to keep winning, and in front of our fans, that should be no problem. For myself, just keep rolling, just stay consistent, like I said, about our winning. Other than that, I mean, just play hard and play fast, and other things will work themselves out.
You've competed against some other great hockey players, but you've never competed against the greatest athlete in the world, myself. How good are you at shooting targets?
I'm pretty good. I think I can hold my own against you.
Basically, Vincent's gonna go first, and he's gotta hit all 4 of those targets. And I just gotta hit 1. How many pucks do you think it's gonna take you to get all 4?
I mean, hopefully under 20, hopefully.
Ready, set, go. All right, well, that was a pretty fast start. Okay, that was better. Oh, he said the top ones are going to be the easy part. I mean, I guess that counts. 23.3. Vincent, after your performance, how confident are you now?
I mean, all you need is one lucky shot, really, so we'll see how it goes.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
Ready, set, go.
Later that same evening. 7 hours later.
Ah, come on. Ah, come on. Ah, come on.
All right, Michael, no cap. You gotta hurry up. The last narrator quit. You was taking so long.
Oh! There we go. It didn't break, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, that counts. You
counts?
hit it.
It counts.
All right, that counts. I don't feel good about that. I mean, my shots didn't look too bad, right, Vincent?
No, they were good.
Thanks for joining me, man. You're one heck of a hockey player. Catch him this Friday and Saturday when they take on their first conference battle of the year at home. It's going to be a very good matchup. Looking forward to seeing you play, man.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. And tune in next week for our next edition of the Thursday Throwdown, where hopefully I can do my family some justice. But probably not.